Suns. Now, the Suns, if they can stay healthy, they're good in the backcourt. They weren't healthy this past year and had the second fewest wins in franchise history, only 23. They've missed the playoffs the last 6 years. That is a team record. Devin Booker out of Kentucky was an NBA all-rookie first-teamer, averaging nearly 14 points per game. He's a terrific shooter. And Earl Watson, hired as head coach on April 19th after taking over on an interim basis from Jeff Hornacek, who was fired in early February. So now the Suns have an opportunity with their draft picks tonight, number 4 slot. America's team, as some would call them, with a half-minute left to make the pick here. You have said that you think it's going to be Marquise Chris, and it should be, and you think he has a huge upside.
That's who I would take if I'm the Phoenix Suns. They're a team that wants to get up and down the floor, and if you look at their bigs, Tyson Chandler, he gives them rebound and defensive toughness, and Lynn gives them some post-up scoring and a 15-foot shooter. But I think they need a stretch four, and for them to open up the floor for players like Booker to really get to the basket and not only score, but have somebody to kick it out to.
So would you not take Chris in this position? You want a guy who can stretch more?
No, that's what I would say. I would take Chris, absolutely.
And he's a great athlete. He's just got a ways to go. The other guy that could be a stretch for is Dragan Bender from Croatia, who's playing with Maccabi Tel Aviv.
But now the question about Bender, I would think, the consensus is he's going to take a while. Maybe Chris will too, but Phoenix needs to win now, right? So does that enter into your thinking at this point?
It does, but you have to balance it. I mean, everybody wants to win now, but 5 years isn't really 4 or 5 years isn't really that long of a period. And if you're willing to wait, you can have a great asset in 4 years. Why not pull the trigger on that? That's the hard decision, because if it doesn't pay off, if the player doesn't develop, then you got to explain it. But that's it's sort of the Godfather. This is the business we've chosen. Everybody understands
and
it.
Booker and Lynn are not guys who are ready to win now anyway.
Right.
So you're going to have to grow with them. So that seems like that Chris would be a nice fit in that package.
But the other thing you got to think about if you're the Phoenix Suns, you've had a couple of productive point guards that you let get away. In particular, Isaiah Thomas. So now you look at Chris Dunn, he falls to you. That has to be a part of your decision-making process as well.
They still have Bledsoe, though, and I hope that he'll be healthier, too, as well.
And Knight.
And Brandon Knight, too. So Phoenix, time is expiring. They'll have their pick coming in just a few minutes. You had a look at Dragan Bender a moment ago. We had a report during our pre-draft show that perhaps it wasn't as much of a slam dunk that Marquise Chris was headed to Phoenix. Now the decision has been made. The pick is in. Adam Silver will let us know who the Suns will take with the 4th overall pick.
With the 4th pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Dragan Bender from Croatia. He last played for Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Bender, as we touched on, is a highly thought of talent. He's only 18 years old. He turned 19 in November. Only averaged 5 points a game playing this year for Maccabi Tel Aviv, but the reason for that, he was playing at a level where older players tend to soak up a lot of the playing time, but Bender is highly regarded because of some of the workouts that we've talked about. Young man from Croatia going to the Suns with the 4th overall pick. So I guess now that we've made 4 picks, 2 went as scripted, but the numbers 3 and 4 picks from Boston and Phoenix, 2 of the teams who will control this first round with the number of picks, have been a bit of a surprise. As you see, Dragan Bender greeting Adam Silver. He is now a member of the Phoenix Suns, at least for the moment. Let's take a look at the coach's playbook, brought to you by Speed Stick and our international man of mystery, Fran Fraschilla.
All right, Reese, what Phoenix has done is they've drafted a 7'1" piece of NBA silly putty. What do I mean by that? Ryan McDonough is going to turn this kid over to Earl Watson and the coaching staff and say mold him, because you're not going to find very often a 7'1" kid with agility, with skill, and some toughness. The first thing you like about him is he's a pick and pop floor man. He can really stretch the floor. Shot at about 36% this year from behind the international line, but that will be one of his go-to strengths in the league. Then you like his athleticism. He's agile. He can move his feet. He can guard and pick and roll, and he can run the floor. And like you mentioned, if you put this kid as he hits a jump hook in a gym with the best 19-year-olds in the world, Dragan Bender is going to be at the top of that chart. So Phoenix is not going to get a lot out of him early.
Your free agent, I'll take Dunn.
But I would play him 12 minutes a game and I would make sure that they develop him over the next 82 games. Go to work, Earl Watson, with your coaching staff.
All right, Fran, there is the inevitable comparison that's going to come real quickly, Fran, with Kristaps Porzingis. They went the same spot in the draft. Real quickly, what are the differences between Bender and Porzingis?
28 months, Reese. Porzingis is 28 months older, 16 months older at the same time a year ago. And Porzingis was proven at the second best league in the world in Spain. Bender didn't play much, as you mentioned, so it's not like he can't be a Porzingis, but he's probably at least a year away from what Kristaps did last year for the New York Knicks. But you got to like him because of the size, length, and athleticism.
And certainly the success of Porzingis made people much more receptive to Bender going number 4 to the Suns. He's with Lisa Salter.
Dragan, you played in Israel the last couple of years, so many NBA fans may not be familiar with your game. Just how would you describe your style of play?
Right. Just overall, a versatile player. I can do a lot of things on the both ends of the floor. In defense, just, switch on multiple positions and stay in the front of the guards on the perimeter. And in offense, just a big guy who can stretch the floor and shoot from outside and deliver the ball with, extra pass and everything, and handle the ball on open court and a half court.
You were explaining to me yesterday that it's been a tough year, a tough season in Israel. The team didn't do as well as expected. You had trouble getting minutes. But just now you told me you feel so much relief. Why the relief you're going to the Phoenix Suns?
I have over here, people with me that I started doing this, since I was 12 years old with the academy in Croatia. And right now, having people over here and just after all these years of hard work, everything is pay off with a one night over here. And, a dream come true, and, it's a great feeling. It's relieving, after this week, after this tension and everything. So it's a great feeling.
Congratulations, Dragan.
Thank you very much.